All right, I'm preparing the live stream through Zoom, through YouTube, and I'm going to start this meeting over again so we have a really clean, great recording. All right. Here we are. Welcome to this free training, How to Take Action and Stop Overthinking. My name's Cami. I'm an intuitive life and business coach, and I am here to help you stop overthinking. This is one of the main things that my clients have a hard time with. So I work with perfectionists, I work with high achievers, and what I see happening for them most of the time is three things, right? They're getting stuck in three things, which is causing the overthinking. So I want you to think about, what does it feel like when you are overthinking? Like, just imagine it right now in your body. Okay. So when I imagine overthinking, I'm noticing like there's a lot of energy in my head, but then I'm also noticing like there's kind of like anxiety in my heart. I'm feeling like I have to lean forward. I'm feeling like I need to do something right now. And the overthinking creates a lack of safety in the body. So it feels like I'm frozen. It actually is creating a fight or flight in the body. It does not feel good. So you want to get curious on, why do we overthink? The reason we overthink is three reasons. The first reason is perfectionism. And perfectionism is trying to get it right, thinking there's one right way to do it, trying to control the outcome, trying to show up looking as best as you can, being perfect, doing it the right way. This is the first part that leads to overthinking, because we spend so much time being a paralyzed perfectionist. The second thing that causes overthinking is imposter syndrome. And imposter syndrome is thinking that you're not good enough, not experienced enough, don't have enough education, not smart enough, all the not enoughness. And the reason this is happening is because you're thinking about all the things that you don't know. You're thinking about all the things you lack, all the things you don't know. And this causes, again, to feel anxiety, but you're stuck in freeze mode, right? So this is another way that we get stuck in freeze mode and we cannot take action. And then number three is fear of failure. Fear of failure is thinking about the worst case scenario and fearing what it's going to feel like, right? If you get rejected, if you fall down, if you're seen as publicly failing. That is one of those things that's going to keep you stuck overthinking, but overthinking in the worst case scenario. So I want to explore all the solutions here with you today. And then I also am going to invite you to work with me. I'll let you know how we can continue to do this work together. I have a special offer. It's my secret menu offer. So I'll definitely make sure that I give you more information on how we can continue to do this work together. I think it's very important to be able to learn how to take action. Because listen, if you stay stuck in overthinking and you don't take action, you will not get the result that you want. You won't, like, the biggest way to fail is to not take action in the first place, right? Is to be so afraid that you're not taking action and you just stay stuck there. So therefore you guarantee your failure. So let's go through these each one at a time. And if any of these is you, you can feel free to comment below. If you're watching the replay, pretend like you're watching this with me live and comment below. Because what I know and what I love is anytime I'm listening to any of my coaches, any of my mentors, I just believe that they're talking directly to me. I believe that they're directly coaching me, and I believe that the thing that they're coaching on is directed towards me. So I want you to take this in as if I'm coaching you personally. So number one, perfectionism, trying to get it right. So let's just think about the reason why we do this. The reason why we get stuck in perfectionistic overthinking is because of the way we've been conditioned. Most of us have had parents that taught us how to get straight A's, that told us to be the best athlete, that told us to work hard. Then we went to school, and in school, we were judged and graded on our ability to follow the rules, quote unquote, to get it right. Then maybe we went to college, and in college, there's another set of standards. You're supposed to show up. This is what you need to do. You need to study. This is how you get your A's. And we were really very much conditioned to believe that we should be judged, that we should be graded. And what I found when I actually exited college, I didn't know how to know if I was doing a good job without somebody telling me, without somebody giving me a grade. without following the rubric, without knowing, like, here's the formula to success. And so that would make sense if you were conditioned for 12 or 16 years or 20 years to go through the educational system, to have parents and caregivers and coaches and adults telling you how to do things right. And you got a reward if you did it right. And then there was a consequence if you did it wrong. But I want you to think about how it feels to always walk through life feeling like you're doing it wrong, looking for external validation, always being worried that you're not good enough, always being worried like somehow that people are going to look behind the curtain and find out that you're not perfect. It takes so much energy to show up in a fake way. And let's just all agree. Perfectionism, the desire to be perfect, is fake. None of us are perfect, right? There's the book Everybody Poops. Everybody poops. Everybody looks like trash when they wake up in the morning, right? Like there is a commonality to human existence, and it is not perfect. It is messy, it is ugly. We don't wake up looking great, right? Like we're going to show up in ways that we don't love, and that's all okay. So the solution to perfectionism is telling yourself that you are good enough. So inherently you're good enough. And then the actions that you take are good enough. So there's this foundation of self acceptance, of knowing that even if I'm not perfect, even if the thing that I do isn't perfect, I'm still good enough. And I'm proud of myself for doing the thing. I'm proud of myself for taking the action. And I'll give you an example of this. In 2021, I wrote my first book. That book is on Amazon. You can go get it. It's called It's Happy Now, The Happiness Handbook for High Achievers. I hired a coach. I wrote that book in 3 months. I had wanted to write it for like 6 years, and I finally decided, write the damn book. And I'll tell you, it was the hardest thing that I've done was to write that book. It brought up so much perfectionism, so much imposter syndrome, so much fear of rejection. And I picked a date, I published it, and it was done. Even though when I published that book, so what I used to get me through the publication was good enough is good enough. Done and published and good enough, even if it was C plus work, is better than me having an idea for a book and never taking action and never following through because I was trying to make it perfect. And I say this to say this is why people don't follow through on projects. This is why people don't write books. There's a statistic out there that says I think 90% of the people say they would love to write a book. And then like 1% actually write it. 1% actually follow through with it because they get stuck in all of these things. So the solution here is telling yourself you're good enough. The action that you take is good enough, and you can just get started today. The way to succeed, the way to get it quote unquote right is to get started. Because when you get started and you start taking action, you get more information, you get data. And what I said about my book was first book, worst book. I just needed to get the first book out of my system. And then my second book, I'm going to pitch to a publisher. Then I'll probably have a third book after that. My plan is to have 3 books at least. But I had to get through just getting that first book, worst book out. And now when I write my second book, it's going to be easier. I'm going to know so much more. I'm going to know how to do it. And not only that, my client who read my book this week, she's like met me, she read my book, she devoured it. She was like, this is amazing. And I still said, I'm shocked because I was just like, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. And she's like, no, it was really good. And you did this and you did that. I'm like, thank you. But I was willing to put out something that I was like, it's okay. I don't feel like it's the best thing in the world. And that's what you'll need to do in order to move forward. You will need to just tell yourself it's good enough. You will need to compel yourself on why. Like, why do I want to get started? Why do I want to do this? And for me, I really wanted to write a book that would have helped me 12 years ago, 15 years ago. Because when I found personal growth, my first book I ever read was The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale, and it changed my life. That was my gateway drug into personal development, into becoming a health coach, into becoming a life coach. And my life has changed as a result. And I knew that there would be a person out there that would benefit from hearing my story and benefit from hearing it in the way I told it, even if felt so basic to me. So I want you to think about, what would life be like if I was able to take action and stop getting stuck in perfectionism? If I was able to put out C plus work, B minus work, imagine how much more I would get done. And here's another thing that I think about high achievers. I always know that my work, like my 50%, is as good as some other people's 100%. So even what I would consider my worst work, right, like my book, is still impactful because it's my story. Even if I didn't think that I wrote it in the right way, using the right grammar, the right syntax, right? Even if I didn't do it the same as a traditional publisher would do, it's done, it's good enough, it's impactful. So think about, for you, what impact you could have, whether it's starting a business, whether it's becoming a public speaker, whether it's taking action on like finishing a project, like maybe you want to start a podcast. Think about what would happen if you could just do it and not get stuck in the perfectionism. Just imagine. You would feel so proud. I feel proud now that I have a book. I'm like, you know what? I have a book. That's something I said I was going to do. I did it. Now I feel proud. I feel accomplished. I feel proud that I was able to get through it. I was able to invest in the book coach, put myself to work every single day to write the book over 3 months. And I decided it's done, and I published it. And it is done, and it is on shelves. It is physically, tangibly on bookshelves. And right now it's being distributed all across the world. I just got a payment from Amazon knowing that somebody in Australia bought the book. Like, that blows my mind. That is my dream coming true. This is what I've always wanted. 10 years ago, I said I wanted to write a book. I wanted to have an audience in Australia. And I did it because I got over the perfectionism. So that's what I want you to think about, is what the impact is of getting over the perfectionism. All right. Number 2 thing that gets in the way of taking action is imposter syndrome. So the way imposter syndrome shows up is overthinking and overfocusing on all the things you don't know, on all the education you don't have, on all the certifications you don't have. So basically, imposter syndrome says, I don't have enough education. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not skinny enough. Whatever it is, I'm not young enough. And it says that your qualifications don't matter, your experience doesn't matter, you don't matter, right? And when you feel this imposter syndrome, it feels defeating. It feels kind of depressive. It feels like worm, like you feel like a little worm. You just lose your power, you give your power away, and you feel like a little worm, like a little sad worm. Okay? Now, this isn't a problem because we all experience it. But just notice how it feels in your body to think about all the things you don't know, all the experience you don't have, how confusing things are, right? Imposter syndrome will also have you getting very confused, being like, I just don't know. I just don't know where to get started. So here is the solution to imposter syndrome. Very simple. First thing for you to know is, if you have a goal and you are going for a goal, the goal should challenge you. And if the goal is going to challenge you, imposter syndrome will come up. What I like to say is, if you're not experiencing imposter syndrome, your goal isn't big enough. You're not going big enough. You're staying in your comfort zone. You're staying safe. So the fact that imposter syndrome is here means that you're thinking about something. You're thinking about taking a big step, taking a big action, leaping into the unknown, like leaping out of that comfort zone. And imposter syndrome is like the bodyguard, or like the person who, let's like imagine your, I'm thinking of all of these magical movies where like there's like this wall around the city, right? Like you have your normal city, your normal town, your normal community, and then there's a brick wall across the edge, I'm thinking of the movie Stardust, is what I'm thinking of. There's a brick wall across the edge, and there's a little gate in the brick wall. And when you step through that gate, you literally go out into the land of magic, right? The land of magic, the land of unknown. Like you're kind of jumping into another dimension. And in front of that gate is this little old man, right? He's very wise. He's very old. He's hundreds of years old. He kind of looks small, but he's actually a magician. And he is presenting as imposter syndrome. Like, are you sure you want to go through here? Are you sure you want to go into the land of magic? Are you sure you want to jump into this next dimension? Imposter syndrome is just testing you at the door, saying, are you sure that you want everything you ever imagined? Are you sure that you want to become a conscious creator of everything? Do you want to start attracting abundance? Do you want to start stepping through the portal of fear? And imposter syndrome is there just to say, hey, are you sure? And then your job is to go, yes, I'm sure, because I know that I want something different. I know that I want to grow. I know that I want to become this expanded version of me. And I'm willing to say hey to imposter syndrome, and I'm willing to step over the gate and into the unknown. But here's what you do before you step through. The way to overcome the imposter syndrome is to think about, instead of everything you don't know, right? It can be really scary to jump into something new, this new realm, whether it's a new job, a new business, a new public speaking career. The fear of the unknown is what keeps us here. That's the thing. That's when imposter syndrome gets really loud. But I want you to think about, what do you know? So imposter syndrome says, I don't know. Here's all the things I don't know. And then you've got to think about what do you know? You got to focus your brain on the thing that you know. And it could be as simple as, I know I always figure things out. I know that I never give up. I know that I have a degree in molecular cell biology. I know I'm smart. I know that I can apply my success in other areas to this new venture that I'm bringing forward. So I'll give you an example of imposter syndrome, because for me, I've made a really good relationship with this. Like I think about this as this little old man trying to keep me safe, right? I have received several contracts, speaking contracts, retreat contracts, leadership contracts, where I go with an organization and I will teach them, I will present. Maybe I'll do 3 retreats for them. Maybe I'll do 4 presentations for them on leadership. And typically we'll do this over a period of 9 months to a year. And so what happened, or sometimes I'll do it 3 days back to back, right? So I've had $25,000 contracts, $14,000 contracts, $10,000 contracts. And every time I'm in negotiation about a contract, my imposter syndrome will come up, right? It'll be like, well, you never taught to a group like this before. You don't know what to teach them. You don't know about these people. And my brain will literally go blank. And so this is the process that I use, because number one, I know that I can figure things out. I know that I get paid to figure things out. And I know that I can always present something to any audience. I know that. And so when I start with that and I go, okay, but what do I know? I'll sit down in front of a blank sheet of paper, which is the proposal that I'm pitching for this organization. And I will say, okay, but what do I know? And then I'll start pulling in all of the talks I've ever given before, or also start pulling in all of the personal development books that I've ever read. And I'll think of, okay, what's something I could teach this group of people? And then what's a book that I could recommend for them? So what happens is I sit down, I ask myself, what do I know? And I give myself 1 hour to create the proposal. Then I put a price tag on the proposal. I send the proposal off. You just have to do it. And the reason I do it is because, number one, I want to become the person who can figure anything out. But number two, I want to be the person who continues to land $25,000 contracts, $50,000 contracts, $100,000 contracts. So I am willing to sit face to face with my imposter syndrome to become the person who figures things out, to become more confident, more resilient, more focused. And because who doesn't love making money? Who doesn't love signing a contract for 50K, 100K? So I've learned to sit down with this version of me, this little part of me, this little old man that sits at the gate that says, "Are you sure you really want to go here?" And every time I say, "Yes, I do." Yes, I do, because I want to challenge myself. I want to grow. And of course, I want to continue to double my revenue year after year. I want to continue to add value in a different perspective, right? So, what I think of when I speak is that I'm not often saying anything brand new, right? There's so many personal development books out there. But what I know is there's one person who's going to hear it from me. They're going to hear it differently. They're going to feel the energy. They're going to resonate with the story. And I do it for the one person in the audience. I do it because I know that's what changed my life. If somebody else was willing to stand up, give a presentation, write a book, tell a story. And the way I took it in, it helped me. It supported me. So this is why I'm willing to build this relationship with imposter syndrome and decide to do it anyway. Okay, so for you, I want you to think about imposter syndrome is not a problem. It's just showing up because I have a big goal. And I'm willing to go after this goal because, and here's what I know. And then you move forward with what you know. All right. Number 3, the third thing that gets in the way of you taking action and leads to your overthinking is fear of failure. So, fear of failure sounds very obvious, right? Fear of failure is you thinking about the worst case scenario. What if I mess up the speech? What if I mess up the proposal? What if I make a social media post about my business and I make an offer and nobody likes it, nobody comments? What if somebody negatively comments? What if my family sees it? And what's happening is you're thinking about, well, how is this going to make me feel? I'm going to feel embarrassed. I'm going to feel rejected. I'm going to feel sad. I'm going to feel disappointed. And here's what I want to tell you. Yes, you are going to feel all of those things. If you set a goal to have a 100K business, if you set a goal to become a public speaker, if you set a goal to start a business, if you set a goal to start a nonprofit, if you set a goal to get your life and your health and your relationships together and start dating again, yes, no matter what area of life you decide to go forward with, you will feel all of the emotions: disappointment, rejected, embarrassed, shameful, right? Like, oh my gosh, I'm not good enough. All of that will come with your pursuit of success, period. So I want you to sit with that for a minute because I know this does not sound motivational. All of it will come. And also, why would you still want to do it anyway? So this is when we think about, instead of fear of failure, right? Think about the worst case. We now choose to tap into the best case scenario. So I coached a client on starting to date again. And she was just so worried about the whole situation. She'd come out of a bad relationship and she was worried about getting hurt, right? She was worried about the worst case scenario. And I helped coach her through, what about the best case scenario? And the best case scenario was she found a husband, she found a partner, she found somebody who loved animals, that was kind to her, that took care of her, that was always there to support her, who she could trust. And then we decided the reason she would want to go through the dating process is to have fun and to get a lot of stories. So she changed this fear of failure, right, to just being like, well, if it takes me 26 bad dates, I can just collect stories and have fun and laugh about these dates. And the best case scenario is I'm going to get a husband. And so she completely changed the paradigm of failure into, this could be fun. This could be an adventure. This could be funny. I will collect a bunch of stories about each of these dates that don't work out. And on the other end, I will have a husband. And she just reached out to me a few months ago, maybe 6 months ago. And she said, hey, Cami, I just wanted to let you know, here's my engagement photos. And she let me know that the work that we did together in coaching, I'm getting emotional now because this is the power of overcoming these 3 things, is you get to have the life that you want. When you can overcome the perfectionism, trying to do it right, the imposter syndrome, thinking about all the things you don't know, and the fear of failure, like thinking about the worst case. When you can overcome all three of these, you get to have the life that you want. This is so impactful. This is so powerful. This is why I choose to be a life coach, is because every time I come up against myself, I overcome it. I teach you all about it. And I'm an example of that exact thing. I left a 9-year narcissistic relationship. I now have an amazing, supportive husband. I got fired 3 times. I now have a 6-figure business. I used to argue with one of the jobs I got fired with. I used to argue about being valued. I used to argue about like my worth. And I would always like try to get a raise to say, hey, I'm really good at sales. I'm really good at speaking. Why aren't you paying me more? And I remember there was a time where I was saying, I want to get paid $500 to speak for you and do a presentation for you. And I was like fighting with them about that. Now I get paid $5,000 to speak. What? What? But it's because I learned how to overcome the perfectionism, right? Trying to get it right, the imposter syndrome, thinking about all the things I don't know, and the fear of failure, thinking about the worst case. I just decided to go all in. And I want you to think about what would change for you if you did this. This is possible. It's not actually hard. It just takes repetition. It just takes persistence. It just takes practice. That's all. So think about what would change in your life if you could finally take consistent, aligned action and you could get out of your overthinking. And think about what would be possible in your relationships, in your career and business, in your finances, in your health and wellness, in your overall happiness, in your level of adventure and fun. Take a moment and think about what would change here. If you could have anything, what would that be? And remember, the only thing that's getting in the way is the overthinking, the perfectionism, imposter syndrome, fear of failure. And we know how to solve that. It's proven, it's easy, it's simple. I just told you how to break it down. It is shifting your thoughts into something that's more useful. Not letting your brain rule over you, but you learning how to direct your brain to your goals and what you want to achieve. So that is it for the training today. I wanted to leave you inspired, hopeful, aligned to take action and think about how your life will change. That's the first step. And now the second step is the offer. This is the invitation to continue this work together. Because here's the thing, you can listen to a YouTube video, get motivated, get inspired. But when it comes to actually taking the action, you need to have a consistent way to manage your brain, your emotion, and your actions. And the way that we do that is through coaching. So right now, I have a special offer for you. It is my 6-week one-on-one coaching. You get to use that coaching over a period of 9 weeks, but you've got 6 calls with me. It's called Intuitive Breakthrough. And the reason I lean into the intuitive part of it is intuitive is having faith, having trust, feeling grounded, feeling centered, trusting yourself to take action, trusting your intuition, trusting the divine, trusting that something out here, your soul, your higher power, your calling, whatever it is, you trust and believe that something is calling you towards more. That your dream, the dream that you have in your heart, has a purpose. That it's supposed to be happening to make the world a better place. So in 6-week Intuitive Breakthrough, you work with me for 6 coaching calls. You can spread them out over 9 weeks of time. And here's what that looks like tangibly. So we have a 90-minute call. Our very first call is 90 minutes. We're diving into all of your goals. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to move forward on? What do you want to take action on in the next 9 weeks? I also included intuitive reading there. And intuitive reading is I'll tap into your energy. I may pull some cards and you'll walk away from that first call with clarity. This is exactly how to move forward. And you'll have an intuitive practice to use. Maybe you want to set up an altar or something that represents your goals, your visions. Maybe you want to create a vision board. Maybe you want to create some affirmations. You'll find out on that very first call what energies, what direction you're supposed to be leaning into. So we have our 90-minute first call. Then following that, we have 4 50-minute coaching calls On these coaching calls, we always do three things. We always start with wins, celebrations. What are you moving forward on? Because it's really, really important, especially for a perfectionist, to celebrate your wins, to gain momentum, even if they're small, because that gets momentum and it gets energy. So we always celebrate our wins. Then we move into the coaching. So if you have something that you want coaching on, you say, I'm thinking about doing this. I don't know how. I'm thinking about giving a talk. I want to become a public speaker, but I don't even know what to speak on. In that call, we will break it down together. I will give you the topics. I will tell you what to speak on. We will get clear. And then at the end of each call, you are going to take an action. So if your goal is to become a speaker, one of those actions might be, okay, I'm going to reach out to the local women's business center, the local chamber of commerce. I'm going to reach out to this local corporation, and I'm going to pitch myself. Now, right now, this makes you feel so afraid, like I could never do that. I know. That's why we coach on this, because all of these things are going to come up for you. So I want to be there with you for the next 6 weeks. On each coaching call, you're going to take aligned action. We're going to celebrate that action, then you're going to take another action. We always break it down into something very, very small. And then finally, the other thing that is included is a breathwork session. I teach revelation breathwork, which is you won't even know until you know how transformational it is. But essentially, we do one breathwork session for you to bring all of your fear, all of your insecurity, all of your self-doubt, all of this feeling of not good enough. I guide you through an hour-long breathwork session that will enable you to transcend this low vibrational, not feeling good enough. It will allow you to tap into higher consciousness, higher love, higher belief in self. You will be healed. You will be transformed. You will have a revelation and you will leave behind this fear. It is so impactful, so transformational when you have a breathwork session. So you'll have one session we can do virtually or in person to break through. So imagine over the next 9 weeks, what would be possible for you if you could actually take consistent action? If you could overcome the overthinking, the perfectionism, the imposter syndrome, the fear of failure, what would be possible for you? You could be speaking on a stage. You could have a completely new offer in your business where you can get paid. You can be getting paid $1,000, $5,000. You could be out here creating completely new, consistent social media content that's drawing in people to you. You could be setting up a new webinar or a workshop. You could even start outlining a book. In 9 weeks, you could actually write an entire book. The problem is most people don't know what's actually possible in a period of 9 weeks. And because they don't think it's possible, they don't show up, they don't invest, they stay stuck, they stay in their overthinking. And then before you know it, 5 years goes by. 5 years go by. All of a sudden, they're in their 30s or 40s or 50s, and they're having regrets. They're saying, I wish I would. I wish I could. And the longer you go without coaching your brain, the more stubborn your negative brain gets. It just gets stuck. It just says, yep, I'm just not good enough. Yep, this isn't for me. And I'm here to tell you it's for you. It doesn't matter if you're 60 years old. You still can change your life with the consistency of showing up, getting yourself coached, being willing to feel the feelings, to move through them anyways, being willing to have a vision and a mission to say, this is what I want to do. Here is why I'm doing it. And I'm willing to keep moving forward and moving through all of these layers because I want to create something. I want to create a life for myself. I want to create value for the world. I want to have impact. I want to change people's lives. I want to support people. When human beings are in this vibration of moving themselves forward on their vision, on their goals, on their dreams, this is how the world changes. You say, we want to be the change that we want to see in the world, but it starts with you. And the reason I created this special offer, my 6-week intuitive breakthrough, is because I know some people, they just need to get started. You just need some momentum built. And 6 weeks, 6 sessions over a period of 9 weeks, which is just over 2 months. When you take focused, consistent action over a period of 2 months, You build momentum, you create results, you create connections, you open up and expand the possibility for yourself. So I created this for you to get started today. This offer is only available for a short time. So here's what I need you to do. If you are interested, I have limited spots available because this is an energetic container, which means I'm intuitively connected to you. I am your coach. I am there for you for 9 weeks. I'm there for you for 6 sessions. You get an intuitive reading with me. You get a breathwork session with me. And the bonus that I didn't even mention, which is so valuable, is you also get voice memo access to me. You get voice memo coaching. What does this mean? It means there's an app called Voxer. You send your voice memo to me anytime, day or night. And you can use stream of consciousness, brain dumping, asking me a question, saying, hey, I'm getting stuck. I'm about to make a social media post. What do you think? I'm about to write an email. What do you think? I'm about to pitch this to a speaking opportunity. What do you think? And you get to have my coaching with you in the day to day, in between the times where we have our coaching calls. You get to have additional access to help you through imposter syndrome, to help you through the overthinking, to help you through the breakthrough. And this is all included for 6 weeks. You use all of your calls within 9 weeks, but some of you might just want to go straight through. I want to use them. I want to go quick. I want to use them all in 6 weeks. You have up to 9 weeks to use it, right? You have up to 2 months to use it. But think about what would happen if you consistently took action. And here's what you do if you are interested in this. You're going to head to the link below, book a consult with me. It's cammykennedy.vip, cammykennedy.vip. When you book in there, you're going to put in the chat intuitive breakthrough, because I want to know that you're ready to tap into the intuitive breakthrough when the questionnaire pops up. So you're going to book a consult. I only have limited spots available. And if you're watching this in real time, this offer is only going to be available for the next 7 days. So as soon as you see this, if you are inspired, if you want to take action, if you want to move forward, you want to book that free consult call with me. Whenever I talk to you on that call, we're going to find out what your goals are, what you want to achieve, what the intention is for the next 6 to 9 weeks. And we're going to get super clear on what that looks like. And then if it's a good fit, I'll invite you into my 6-week coaching container and we can work together for the next 6 weeks. Now, some of you are thinking, how much does it cost? Coaching is too expensive. I can't afford it right now. Here's what I want you to know. Normally, I'm working with my clients for 6 months to a year. Normally, the investment is much higher, but this 6-week coaching container is 30% of my normal investment. And I did it this way because I want to help those of you. Maybe you've never had a coach before. Maybe you've never had a coach before. Maybe you're stuck right now. You're like, you know what? I was in a season of growth. I was doing a great job and now I just got stuck and I need something to help me move forward. I need something to help me make a decision. I need something to help me break through. I want to offer this to you to get you started, to have you jumping back into life, to have you feeling like my life has purpose. I'm taking action on it. I'm feeling proud of myself. I'm working towards my dreams. I'm feeling grateful. I'm feeling accomplished. Like I'm doing the damn thing. The worst feeling in the world is feeling stuck and feeling like you can't do anything about it. So I want to tell you right now, you can. You can get out of the stuckness. The step that you need to take is to book a free consult call right now. You're going to go to cammykennedy.vip. As soon as you book that consult, it's going to ask you, as soon as you click that link, it's going to ask you to book in your time. I'm on East Coast time. You're going to book in your time. It's going to ask you a series of questions to say, what do you want to work on? What do you want to talk about on the consult call? As soon as you book that, you're going to get a confirmation email. You will meet me on Zoom. Zoom consult calls are very simple, very amazing. You don't need to prep for them. You just show up. During the consultation, I'm going to take you through my process. I want to see where you are now, where you want to be, what's in the way. We're going to get very specific for you on what's in your way. Is it perfectionism? Is it imposter syndrome? Is it fear of failure? Is it fear of success? On the consult, I'm going to say, okay, this is how we're going to work together. This is what it looks like. So at the end of the call, you're going to have a very clear plan of action And you might get an invitation to work with me in that 6 week container if it feels like a good fit. And remember, I only have a few spots available for this. It is the best investment that I have available to work with me. It is my introductory offer to work with me for 6 weeks. You can use those 6 coaching calls for up to 9 weeks, right? So it's essentially 2 months of one-on-one coaching with me. You get 6 calls, an intuitive reading, a breathwork session. You also get unlimited voice coaching. The investment for this is so good. I'm so proud of my ability to be able to create this for you. And I do this only a few times a year when I have the space for it. So it turns out right now I have the space for this. If you're watching this, you want to book your consult now. Because as I do this, it's going to be first come, first serve. As soon as those spots are filled, they are filled. And I'll open it only a couple times a year when those spots become available. So I want you to book the consultation right now, not for me, but for you. Because when you take action based on your desire, when you watch this and you say, I do want to have something different, I want to grow, I want to be a speaker, I want to take charge of my health and be healthy again, I want to start dating, I want to finish this project, I want to apply for a new job, I want to get really clear on the direction I'm going in my business. Whatever it is that you have to work on, we can do it over the next 6 to 9 weeks, over the next 2 months. You get to use me as a sounding board, as accountability, as a skilled coach who can hold space for your emotions, who can walk you through a breathwork session, who can help you tap into your own intuition and self-trust and faith. And we co-collaborate, we create together. This is one of my favorite containers to do for this reason. So your job right now is to book the free consult, camikennedy.vip. Do it now. As soon as you book it, you're going to get an email confirmation. We will hop on a Zoom call. You have 60 minutes to sit with me, to get value, to get clarity. And then at that point, I'll tell you the investment, I'll give you the invitation, and we can find out if this is a really good fit to work together. Even if we don't work together, this is you taking action. This is you saying, I'm worth it. I'm good enough. I deserve this. So go click the link right now, camikennedy.vip, book a free consult call, and I will talk